on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Chicago Bears, and it's all up next.
So much NFL history has come from within the walls of Soldier Field here in Chicago. And we're happy to return to it once again in its final chapters as an NFL stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And here we go from Chicago. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Williams on the play action. That's complete. Cole Kmet. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Bears first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
First down throw by Williams. It's taken in by Rome Odunze. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Moore's got it. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Staying grounded with Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They'll run it with Swift. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks. I'm looking for that to be called again.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Looking the sideline, that's Odunze. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Swift goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bears finish up an excellent opening series. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Deontay Hardy to return. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player, the most exciting player, not just in his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
This is Henry on 2nd. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. From the gun, Jackson. That's caught for the 1st. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's Henry on the option. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On 2nd down, here's Henry again, and he's brought down for a loss. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. 7-0 is our score. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They're looking at 3rd and very long. Lamar now from the gun. He's on the move. He's running for it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Motion man sent left. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Finds his man, it's Rashad Bateman. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
From the red zone now. He brings it in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 3 now. They send a man in motion. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, up the middle, it'll be pretty tough for this safety to make a play through all the traffic. But you want to range outside, you want to get into his domain, you better be careful because this strong safety will put you on your back.
The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. This is going to be a 32-yarder from the left hash. Bullock's kick is good, and it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Fielded at the 7. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Bears and DeAndre Swift set for their next drive. And so far they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And Kate, generally offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Soldier Field. The Bears looking to add to their advantage. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Williams from the gun. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Working from the gun, Williams. That's into the hands of Moore. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Williams to throw on first. That's going to be caught by Carter. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
2nd and 3 now. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Able to get it to Moore. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Prior to first down, they decide to call a timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come up 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing now from the gun. Hits him on the in route. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This finds Carter complete. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing it again here. He's got it. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Out of the pistol, Williams. Rolling left by. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. So on 4th down, out is Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Carney's kick is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He'll throw it. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. That's grabbed inside the 30. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
They can go to the locker rooms tied if they put this through. And his kick is good, and what a first half that was as we officially go into the locker rooms now, all tied up. We've hit halftime, all tied up, thanks to that late touchdown. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Return starts at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drive starts with an option, right side. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Lamar. He's on the move. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Boy, this defensive crew is locked in that O-line's head. They are a-spinning. Back-to-back sacks has his offense on skates, and those blockers can't figure out where this rush is coming from next.
The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Bears and DJ Moore back in possession here. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. That throw finds Kmet. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Bears first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. A handoff left for Swift. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Going to run again with Swift. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. That's 7 yards on the run. Still 6 to go on 3rd.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
3rd down. Here's Williams. He puts some air under this one. Deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And that makes it 4th down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. Baltimore running its offense out now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Another run for Henry. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him add in a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Jackson now on 3rd. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward. Baltimore lined up in punt formation.
And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be Bears football. Ball at the 33 for first down. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Pass caught by Adunze. He's got a gain of 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Here's Swift on second down. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle. After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. Well, we didn't see either side separate through 3. It's all tied at 10 to begin the 4th. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Running behind center with Swift. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Kate, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he can absorb a shot, right? He's got great, what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that second hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway.
We see the Ravens making their way out now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy is screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Now here's Williams. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Out of the shotgun to give to Swift. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Back to throw it. Komet brings it in. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Hits him on the out route. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Takes off right out of the read option. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Henry. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Ravens don't want to see this one go to overtime. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Running once more with Henry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's 8 yards for the gain, and that narrows it to just 5 yards needed on 3rd down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. To throw. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. It was there, he just couldn't corral it. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Bears are going to take over deep in their own territory. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Big gain downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Moore's got it. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Second and 3 now. Running with Swift out of the gun. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Handoff running right. Here's Swift. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Staying grounded with Swift. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a gain of 2. They're left with 4th and 7.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Important moment as they turn to Cairo Santos. He was good on his first attempt and his second from a little over 45 here. The kick is good. He got it. And the 3rd time he puts it through will be the charm. They've won it. So the Bears come away with a win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for my partner Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears winners as we say so long from Chicago.